ThirdStreet Reactions. Here we're back on Evangeline.
Malachi.
Liana.
Shane. And we're back with Dragon Ball Z Kai, episode 71. Guys, last episode we found out the backstory on Cell and how he was made, Malachi. How was he made?
He's made using cells from fighters, Saiyan fighters, and
Not Trunks Cell.
not Trunks. He
But Piccolo
that's
and
too much.
Yeah, Vegeta, Goku, and I think everyone else.
Frieza and
And Frieza and King
Dad.
Cold.
Yeah.
So some of the greatest fighters in this neck of the universe, right?
So I still don't understand how they use those little cell bugs to take the cells out of them, and without them noticing.
Well, they're always bleeding and getting blasted. To get someone's cells, you just need their hair.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, well, at least, okay. Hopefully, I'm not wrong about that. Maybe you don't need their hair, but they're constantly getting damaged. So think about this: Piccolo was literally killed. Remember? Mm-hmm. So he could have got his cells in. I mean, Goku and Vegeta, they're fighting. They're laying on the ground, half dead, during that fight at the end of the Saiyan saga. After he turned into a great ape, he was shrunk down, and they were laying around on the ground. Goku, he was laid up in bed. Gohan, same difference. You know what I mean? I remember when I was younger, when I was rewatching this, thinking, okay, I wonder if that little bug is on the screen. I can see it. But it wasn't, because they probably didn't think about it yet, right? Mm-hmm. Evangeline, in the last episode, we learned a lot of stuff. What particular thing did you like a lot? Just...
Wonder, like, the backstory.
Yeah, just the backstory, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I agree. That to me is some of the most interesting stuff. It's just that, like, it took him 24 years to develop, but then just everything, he had to travel back in time to complete himself.
Yeah.
Because, obviously Trunks is a man and beat 17 and 18 in his original timeline. Mm-hmm. But, or at least in the future version of his timeline of the guy that we know now. I'm also really interested to see how Vegeta handles things. How did he feel about, once again, not being the most powerful guy in the group?
He's really arrogant, and he talks a lot about like all the good things he can do and like how good he is at being a Saiyan, and he thinks that he's like the best Saiyan like of all time, like the greatest.
No, he certainly does.
Like, I don't know, he was definitely upset about it.
He's top
and
3.
He didn't like that, so. But
Yeah.
I do think he's really powerful.
He's definitely powerful,
And
but
he can put up a fight.
he's now living in a world where the androids kicked his butt, Cell could kick his butt, Piccolo could kick his butt.
He's the third strongest. Goku's second.
Okay. Guys, before we jump in, we do put our reaction footage on our Patreon.
Yep.
Go there to watch it. It's available for everybody.
Early access.
Or you can check out early access and full length.
Let's jump in.
You fool. How do you not...
Especially when you're...
Oh my gosh.
What was your
Why
question?
the first thing he does when he gets up is play with the ocean water?
So, what I've always seen them do was when they were training, they would use energy balls and Kamehamehas. They would fire them out at sea. It kind of makes practical sense, like, you know what I mean? Because they're really isolated. So he's just doing it to test his strength. What?
Just like the military, when they go drop bombs, they drop them in the oceans.
Yeah, I'm sure that's good for the sea. So I think the big thing in this episode is Vegeta, along with Goku, are talking about going beyond a Super Saiyan.
So if it's a Super Saiyan, it's like, so you're saying that's a first form, this like be like Super Saiyan 2, second form, third form. If there's more than 2 forms, you just
4,
basically
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah.
you basically called Super Saiyan 2. What else would you call it? You want to change the name?
I'm not gonna say anything. Now, I think an interesting thing is if this was happening nowadays, Cell couldn't do what he was doing without them being able to track him. It'd be all over Twitter. It'd be all over everything. Everyone would, he couldn't go anywhere and do anything. You know what I mean?
Well, it just now it's on TV and everything.
I mean, he could like go to a neighborhood in the middle of the night if he was like lightning quick. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It just, but even then, I think it would just be a matter of time before someone saw him or like some camera on a door saw him. You know what I mean?
The Ring doorbell.
Well, I know, but they have cameras going out, pointing out towards the street, and they've caught people before because like a car will rob something, like a bank or a house. It'll drive by, and one house will have a camera pointing towards the street, and it'll catch that person's license plate, and that's how they get caught.
It must be fun to be a detective because you have like unlimited power and you can figure out whatever to like figure out the case, and after you figure out the case and you get to the bottom of it, you just like you feel.
Well, it's not unlimited power.
You feel relieved.
It's not unlimited. There's all kinds of confines all the time where they need permits to do anything and everything. They need permits to, all that stuff, right?
Yeah, it's like surgeons after a surgery or football when they win a Super Bowl. There's always like those great victories.
Yeah, I mean, my dad said when he was a cop, one of the funnest things, for him was the detective work.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, Malachi, you talked about the morality of killing an infant cell before that cell has done anything wrong. Was that what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's like just like in Avengers Endgame. No, Avengers in Endgame when they want to go back, and then Rhodey was like, "How we just go back in time, get Baby Thanos," and
Yeah.
it's literally that. And then they were like, "What?" And then they explained it how same thing he explained it. There's 2 different timelines, and then what's his name? Ant-Man said, "So Back to the Future is just a bunch of
BS.
yeah." I had that. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
That movie's so good.
Yeah. They still wanted to make sure they killed this timeline cell. That way, this timeline's future timeline would be fine. So going beyond Super Saiyan, what do you guys think about that? The idea of that?
More power.
More power? Okay.
Speed.
Is
Strength.
that all it takes, though? Just getting more power, you think?
No. Takes more
Hard.
peace of mind.
Okay.
Meditation.
Maybe your hair's more gold. Maybe it's clear.
Yeah. Anyways, back to the morality issue, Malachi. No, to me, you go back and you kill baby Cell and you prevent the
Yeah.
deaths of millions.
Yeah.
Just like, now, we talk about Adolf Hitler. I think that's always the standard. But I think things had to happen that way for the world to wake up to a lot of these extreme, policies. Like far crazy fascism. And then we had Mao Zedong. We had all kinds of stuff going on in Stalin and Russia for these far, on the opposite end of the spectrum, these crazy-ass socialist policies.
Yeah.
So those things that needed to happen for the world to understand, like, okay, now we cannot allow history to repeat itself. Unfortunately, in this day and age, I think sometimes with identity politics and identity everything, just like what happened in Nazi Germany, just like what happened in Soviet Russia, you tend to take groups of people and go, oh, the reason why we're suffering is because of this group of people. That's very bad, very wrong. And I think history, if you actually understand history, then you would know that's wrong. I think people today just don't understand. So that would be my argument for going back in time and killing baby Hitler or killing Mao or Stalin, is because if that stuff didn't happen in the 20th century, it would happen eventually.
Yeah.
I wish there'd be a way for us to learn that lesson without all those people dying terrible deaths, right? So that's the argument for it and against it. Evangeline, anything in this episode to you that stood out that you liked a lot?
How Trunks and Krillin found the secret brace and stuff.
That was cool, wasn't it?
And Goku finally woke up.
I was pretty excited. My favorite part was actually when Krillin comes out of nowhere and saves those...
Innocent people.
Yeah, saves the mother and the child.
And then he headbutts him.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. He just kind of bum rushes him. And we also get to see how big Cell is compared to Krillin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's way bigger than him. Cell is he's like 8 feet tall. He's really big and tall.
Krillin's like 2 feet tall.
I mean, Krillin is actually exactly 5 feet.
Oh,
Well,
really?
then there's no way that Cell is 8 feet tall.
Why?
Because that was not a 3 feet difference. It was like a 5 feet difference.
Okay, maybe he's 10 feet tall. I mean, I think sometimes we're going to see certain shots that the artist was just trying to make a cool shot. I'll look exactly how tall Cell is real quick.
3 days later.
I'm seeing here 7 feet, between 7 and 8.
I knew it.
He's Wimby.
Between 7 and 8 feet tall.
Wimby.
I said 7.
You did, boogers. Yeah. Between 7 and 8 feet tall, depending on certain things. But also that scene where he was chasing the woman and her child was particularly scary. So I'm pretty sure in Dragon Ball Z, the version I grew up with, that's an extended scene. It's a lot more horrifying.
He's my favorite villain so far.
He's definitely good. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say, I guess, till it's all over, but I really like Frieza.
Frieza?
So annoying.
Yeah. Frieza? He's a good man. What are you talking about? He's a scholar. Anyways, guys, if you like this conversation, leave a comment down below. Tell us what you think. It really helps us out. It's the oxygen, actually, to the channel. It helps get comments and views here. Just leaving a comment. Charlie, I know you'll do it. So I'm not talking to you. Anyways, guys, if not, check us out on Patreon for early access. Bye-bye.
Bye.